What is good, YouTube? My name is Amir Ross and welcome back to the Martial Consulting channel. Now, in today's video, we're gonna talk about the starting phase of a dojo, of basically what you wanna focus on, or what are basically some kind of harsh truth, or what is basically the kind of the reality if you want to start a dojo, if you can say so. Without further ado, I don't want to talk about anything else here, so we can straight up get into it. And I'm gonna start off by saying that most people are weak. And with that, I mean that most people in Western society are terribly weak. If we compare what we do today to like 100, 200, to basically any time, any 100 years before us, it's like, dude, like the problem we're facing now are like so insignificant compared to what those people 100 years ago, or whatever, had to go through. Like, dude, like people like at the age of 25 had to go through war and had to go through all of those terrible stuff, and now it's like, well, like compare this to starting a dojo, starting a business in general. It's like, well, you still got a shelter, you still got food, you still got water, so what should you worry about, right? And it's compared to what those people had to go through. It's like it's super easy, and it's just a good point to start. And what I mean also with most people are weak today, at least in Western society, right? This is from what I can say. Like most people are just so undisciplined, and you might say like, yeah, well, but it's Netflix is designed to just be so addictive, or well, the Instagram algorithm is so addictive, it's designed like this. Like, no, like just get your shit together and be disciplined, right? Like just don't focus, like, how do you say it? Don't just don't do it. Like don't get give the control to other people, like the Instagram, or to other things like the Instagram algorithm or anything like that. Like, you must take full control of yourself. And let's say, for example, that you've worked for like 30 years in a normal job. Now you've maybe went through university, whatever, and you did martial arts, and you since you were like 11 years old, and now you want to start your own dojo. You're searching for a location. You've got some funds now that you can use for this. What you basically got to do in order to become a successful business owner now is that you've got to undo 30 years of conditioning, because for the first 30 years in your life, when you just went like through the educational system and you didn't have, like, I don't know, millionaire or billionaire parents, you you just gotta undo all of this conditioning in order to become a dojo owner, which hardly correlates to becoming disciplined, which is a huge part of it, but also getting like all of these paradigm shifts. And well, when we talk about paradigm shifts from being basically a civilian to becoming a business owner, basically like the easiest way to get those paradigm shifts in to from a civilian to a business owner, civilian quote unquote, here, is just through the work. It's just work as hard as you can, and those paradigm shifts will happen over time. But you've just gotta put in the fucking hours, the fucking work. Like, there's no way around it. There's no other way for you to get what you want. I mean, imagine, like, we have, like, I mean, you know the story, archetypical story of the damsel and distress. Well, I was pronouncing it completely trash. Anyways, with the knight, and the knight is getting the princess from the dragon, and he has to kill the dragon first, right? Damsel in distress, sorry, this is what it's called. And he firstly has to fight the dragon in order to get to the princess. Well, let me ask you a question. Like, what would the knight be without the dragon? Well, he would just be an ordinary man with a sword. And cool, like, he has got the princess from and brought her back to the city, but there was no enemy to fight. There was no obstacle in the way. Let's say Vladimir Klitschko is boxing against like a 9-year-old child. Like Vladimir Klitschko, like the best boxer on earth, basically at the moment, or like Mike Tyson in his prime, or Muhammad Ali in his prime. They would box against like a 9-year-old child. What? And what the fuck? It's like, well, of course he's gonna win, right? But imagine if Prime Mike Tyson would box against Prime Muhammad Ali and he would win. I mean, I know it's unrealistic, right? But just as an example here, bro, it's like when either of these two guys wins this fight, it's like, well, you've won against a feared opponent. But isn't it the same with the work? Like, if there would be no pain, and if you would not feel resistance, and resistance meaning like you wanna watch Netflix, but you gotta do the tax, and when you do the tax, you basically feel pain, like feel psychological pain. If this psychological pain would not be there, then it would not have any value, like what you're doing, right? So it would just be nothing. Like the work wouldn't even be there, if this makes sense. And so pain is basically a compass when you're studying a dojo. Like you always want to put yourself through as much psychological pain, not physical pain, only psychological pain. Don't break your ankle because Emil said it's good. No, no, no. Only psychological pain as possible. Um, and then I guess another really important point is what you do today, the consequences of what you do today, you won't see for probably like 10 years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. And it's called second order consequences, fifth order consequences, eighth order consequences. So let's say you've read a lot of business books. Let's say, yeah, you start your dojo when you're 30, you've worked at a 9 to 5 before, but when you were 21, you just had like this business phase and you read a lot of business books. Well, now all of these books are going to help you. Or let's say when you start your dojo, like you just work super hard and then you do this for 10 years, like dude, like you're going to be super thankful for yourself, um, that worked super hard in the first year as well, because without this first year you would not be where you are at right now. This also works like on the flip side. Let's say you watch Netflix instead of doing the taxes, then the next day you're basically gonna be like, now I gotta do the taxes. Like the problem is you're basically just delaying the problem, right? Like the problem is still gonna be there all the time. Sorry if it's now getting a little bit messy in this video or a little bit over the place, but when you don't face the problem, when you don't face the pain straight on, you just gotta face the pain on later. Like you just delay the pain and you're just giving yourself delusion. And so a good quote is either you have pain now and glory later, or you have delusion now and you have pain later. And if you have delusion now, there's going to be unhealthy pain later. If you have pain now, it's going to be healthy pain, and you're going to have healthy glory, obviously, later, right? And delusion is mostly also unhealthy. So either choose healthy or unhealthy. I guess the option here is, it's like pretty obvious. And what I was saying with second order consequences, like what you do today, like it will get you the results in like 10 years. Like when you're then a successful sensei, like you don't need to thank yourself from like a year ago, 10 years later. You need to thank yourself like when you were starting out and when you were really putting those 12, 18-hour days in. And then the last point of this video is that you want to get super clear on what you want to achieve with your life, who you want to become, what you want to achieve, what you want to have in like 5 years time, for example. Like what are your goals? And the less goals you have, the better. So the less you visualize, the more you can focus on it, obviously. But as an example, like you wanna, like, let's say you're 30 years old right now. You're 30 years old right now. I don't know, I'm married now for 2 years already, and at 5 years down the line, you wanna have children. You wanna have, for example, one kid already, one kid is on the way, whatever was in the planning. I don't know, and you basically then also want to move to a bigger house. Then you want to run a dojo and you want to have at least 3 locations until then. You want to basically visualize how those locations would look like. You want to have certain characteristics so that you never waste time, that you're a good father for your kids, that you're a good husband. But on the other hand, you maybe sacrifice friends, so you have like a couple of friends, but you see them every couple of months, but that's it, because you're so focused on your work, on your dojo, on growing it. You want to be by then at like 50K per month if you dojo, 100K, whatever. And you want to get as clear as with what you want and what reality you want to achieve as possible with this. And ideally, you would visualize it every day. So what I do, for example, I don't mean this egotistical, but every evening and morning, I just have like this self-transcendence sheet. It's like just a Google Doc, which is just the read through, and then I just like visualize a bit like what I want my life to be like. And bro, it's like until now, it's like the most. I'm doing this now for like 3 months. I mean, I can't complain. Like I mean, it's like a super macro level, but I'm seeing like, all right, I'm getting a little closer to that goal. And of course, like you can visualize it and then you don't take action and it doesn't use anything. But if you visualize it and you take massive action every day, like you're going to make it for real. And also one last thing is that you basically wanna be throughout the day. you want to want it every day. So when you're working, you want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna achieve this goal tomorrow. I'm gonna achieve it tomorrow. But then when it comes to evening, or when it comes to spending time with your wife, or with whatever, with your family in general, you just want to be like, relax, and be like, it's going great. It's just relax. Like, give the universe its time. The universe is gonna get you what you want or what you deserve, basically. But when it comes to working, you just want to be, all right, fast, 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 quick, 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 problem solve, problem solve, problem solve, attack, attack, attack. That you basically work so hard that you would, in theory, achieve your goal. But when it then comes to the evening period, as I've said, you just want to relax and be like, all right, I'm gonna achieve it. It's all good. Like, just give the universe its time, right? Be patient, basically, in those times. But when it comes to working, you like just be head on, like just face the work, face the pain, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, I'm now going to plug you something. If you want more students for your dojo, you can click the first link in the description. It's going to take you to a funnel, just a video of me explaining how we could potentially help you. And then if you want to, you can book a call with me or a member of my team, basically. You don't have to click it, you don't have to look at it. It's completely up to you, but I mean, if you're struggling with student acquisition and with predictability in that, it might help you, or it would probably help you, but it's up to you. As I said, I don't really care, all calendars are full either way. And aside from that, if you found this video helpful, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't put the bell notification on because you want to focus on growing your dojo and you don't want to get notified all the time. Also, quick bonus tip, if you're still watching, put all of your phone notifications off. It doesn't matter to you, unless it's like business and it's really necessary. But then you can turn it off, that it's not getting shown on the home screen only when you unlock your phone. But sorry for another day. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.